Today we honor St. John Paul II, who showed the world the power of faith, forgiveness, and love. Through his example, teach us to trust in your mercy and to open wide the doors of our hearts to you. Today's word of the day invites us to live in vigilant readiness and faithful stewardship, recognizing that God entrusts us with gifts and responsibilities and will ask an account when the time comes. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans, chapter 6, verses 12 through 18. Brothers and sisters, sin must not reign over your mortal bodies, so that you obey their desires. And do not present the parts of your bodies to sin as weapons for wickedness, but present yourselves to God as raised from the dead to life, and the parts of your bodies to God as weapons for righteousness. For sin is not to have any power over you, since you are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Of course not. Do you not know that if you present yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey, either of sin, which leads to death, or of obedience, which leads to righteousness? But thanks be to God that although you were once slaves of sin, you have become obedient from the heart to the pattern of teaching to which you were entrusted. Freed from sin, you have become slaves of righteousness. From the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 12, verses 39 through 48. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be sure of this, if the master of the house had known the hour when the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be prepared, for at an hour you do not expect, the Son of Man will come." Then Peter said, "Lord, is this parable meant for us or for everyone?" And the Lord replied, "Who then is the faithful and prudent steward whom the master will put in charge of his servants to distribute the food allowance at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master on arrival finds doing so. Truly I say to you, he will put him in charge of all his property. But if that servant says to himself, 'My master is delayed in coming,' and begins to beat the men servants and the maid servants, to eat and drink and get drunk, then that servant's master will come on an unexpected day and at an unknown hour, and will punish the servant severely and assign him a place with the unfaithful. That servant who knew his master's will but did not make preparations nor act in accord with his will shall be beaten severely. And the servant who was ignorant of his master's will but acted in a way deserving of a severe beating shall be beaten only lightly. Much will be required of the person entrusted with much, and still more will be demanded of the person entrusted with more." Pope Francis, Angelus, 7th of August, 2016. Vigilance is being alert, being vigilant in life. Blessed are those servants whom the master finds awake when he comes. Verse 37. It is the beatitude of faithfully awaiting the Lord, of being ready with an attitude of service. He presents himself each day, knocks at the door of our heart. Those who open it will be blessed, because they will have a great reward. Indeed, the Lord will make himself a servant to his servants. It is a beautiful reward in the great banquet of his kingdom. He himself will serve them. With this parable, Jesus proposes life as a vigil of diligent expectation, which heralds the bright day of eternity. To be able to enter, one must be ready, awake, and committed to serving others, from the comforting perspective that beyond, it will no longer be we who serve God, but He Himself who will welcome us to His table. If you think about it, this already happens today, each time we meet the Lord in prayer or in serving the poor, and above all in the Eucharist, where He prepares a banquet to nourish us of His Word and of His body. Amen.